How's it going, YouTube? And welcome back to My Comic Life. Now, My Comic Life is a comic vlog that comes out Monday through Friday. So if you like hearing somebody talking about comics on the daily, go hit that subscribe button. And today is a day that's actually quite sad. Yesterday, I pick up my comics in 3 different ways. Well, really 4. Comixology, which I get my Comixology Unlimited, read books there. And then I have Discount Comic Book Services, which I go and pick up the super independent books from. And then I have 2 local comic book shops. I have one that's Gabby's, that is 30 minutes away, and it's just the supreme of comic book shops. It's 2 stories. It is just comic book shop, and it is amazing. The passion that everybody has there is just amazing. And it's just like a beautiful place to go. It's like a place that I think anybody who goes to Washington or comes to Washington should go stop at Gabby's, because you would just be like, whoa, look at this shop. And it's only 30 minutes away from me. So that is my supreme shop. That's the shop that I go in to go pick up all my independents, or my Image Marvel or not, my Image, Dark Horse, IDW. And then I have the one that's 10 minutes away, this little shop. It's not like a basement or anything, and the guy keeps everything very open, that I get my Marvel and DC stuff from. Well, sadly, he has decided to close down his shop at the end of the month. So I was really sad to hear the news, but the writing was kind of on the wall. Like, he wasn't really into ordering new books, like ordering new series that were coming out, and I just could tell, like, yeah, maybe the writing was on the wall. Especially if only 30 minutes away is this huge ass comic book shop, and you work and you have your business in such a small area. I'm sad to see it go. Very sad to see it go. But, I'm just glad, though, that in this general area, the people that were going to his shop can go to a shop like Gabby's, which is a great shop, like, it's really great. I love all the people that work there. Can go there and get their comic fix. So, but sad day to hear that one of my comic book shops is closing down. So last night, I go and I pick up some books from Gabby's, this big old stack, which I'll show tomorrow for a new comic book day. And I'm also gonna hopefully stop by Cosmic Comics and Games tomorrow to go pick up my pull list and ask them if they're going to continue on getting new books, or if it's all just basically what they have now in the stock, and once it's done, goodbye. And the good thing is, though, is that they're having a 25% discount on everything in the store, and I'm expecting closer to the date we'll go to like 50%, 75%. So I think at that time I'll go and see what I can buy. So last night, 3 books. I read Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel Universe, or Marvel History, which I was really intrigued to see, especially a book that's not written by Donny Gates with Cosmic Ghost Rider. I was interested to see what another writer's take on him would be. Meet the Skrulls, issue number 1, and Ronin Island. Let's first talk about the book that I was really iffy on. Cosmic Ghost Rider Destroys the Marvel History. And a lot of this first issue takes place with him altering the storyline of the Fantastic Four. And I was wondering, how is Marvel going to do this? Because it feels really early on to have them do this big old event for him and him destroying. Because, like, it felt very much like they said, all right, we got a popular character like Deadpool, which Deadpool destroys the Marvel Universe. Now we'll have Cosmic Ghost Rider, since he's really popular, do almost the same thing. And I was wondering, how are they going to do this? Are they going to do it the generic way, say, yes, here's the alternate storyline? Well, in this book, you have Cosmic Ghost Rider going to his family's home before they were slaughtered, and going and talking to his son and to his wife. His wife has to go pick up somebody, and he leaves the kid with Uncle. I forget what he called himself, but with the uncle. And so the kid's talking about how he loves superheroes, blah 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 blah, and Cosmic Ghost Rider's like, "All right, I'll show you who I am." And boom, comes out with the flaming head skull. It's just raw, and the kid's like, "Yeah, this is so awesome." And then throughout the story, he's telling different stories about how he interacted with the Fantastic Four. Who knows if this is really true or not? It felt like he was just making up a story just to tell the kid. And I was like, okay, if this is the way that they're going to go, with it being just a fairy tale and not an actual, like, hey, here's what happened when Cosmic Ghost Rider, messed with the timeline. So I'm hoping that that's the way it's actually going to go. The end of the book is kind of like, okay, he wants to go and save his family's life from being slaughtered. But it was kind of answered, that type of question was answered with Cosmic Ghost Rider's miniseries that just happened. And I was just like, kind of like, it seems like a little bit of a retread. And also, I felt that Cosmic Ghost Rider really sounded and felt like Deadpool all the way through. There was really no Frank Castle in here. It felt like it was always Deadpool, except when the fact was when he was interacting with his family. But when he was telling the fairy tale, he sounded exactly like Deadpool. So I have no idea if that was, on purpose or not. And also, the artwork in here is very much, there's a lot of, like, scratch line, like, very rough, but on purpose rough. Like, not, like, bad rough, like, where it seems like the person doesn't know what they're doing, but it seemed very intentional. Will I continue on with the series? I don't think so. I think that I could get more, my fix with Cosmic Ghost Rider from the Guardians of the Galaxy, which is written by Donny Cates. And I think I'll pick this series up, or finish it out, once it is complete and I can go and try to find it for cheaper prices. Because I do, with how popular Cosmic Ghost Rider is right now, and with how Marvel just throws so many books at the wall, you gotta know that that book's gonna become cheap very soon. And now, another new number one that I was actually really intrigued with from Marvel is Meet the Skrulls. The whole idea with this story is you have this family of Skrulls. They're trying to infiltrate, and supposedly Iron Man's getting close to perfecting a way to tell who's a Skrull and who's not. And so this family's trying to infiltrate the compound and try to destroy that machine that's supposedly supposed to be built. That whole entire storyline, I was like, oh, okay. I was hoping for a story where you just had these family of Skrulls kind of trying to stay together and be a family and not worry about all the doom and the gloom, and just, is more of a family tale. Although you do get this one girl who was raised on Earth, and she's more sympathizes with the human race. And she has her own little backstory, and I like the way how on the field trip she's kind of just on her own, just looking at all the butterflies. And the mean girls come in, and I like that part, and I was just like, okay, it feels like it's trying to be a little bit more than just an average superhero type book. I think I'm definitely gonna pick up issue number 2. I enjoyed the family dynamic when you got the eating dinner at the table. That like gave me some stuff that I really wanted, and I'm intrigued to see where the story goes. And then the last book I read last night was Greg Pak, Ronin Island by Boom Studios. This book I was super looking forward to. Just because really anything with Japan and their myth are stuff that I'm just like, always into. So the story is really, really strange. You have these two kids who are looking at becoming samurai for their island, or protectors of their island, and they have to do this big old race. And the family of the boy decides that we're gonna have him do this race in this full-on samurai armor that his grandfather wore. That's way too big for him. And then you got this girl who's from a poor family, and she doesn't really care all that much about the whole entire lineage of people come before her, and she just kind of wants to be off on her own, do her own little thing. But now they're off on this race to see who is going to become protector of this island. And when the race happens, a lot of them are trying to sabotage each other, and she's making fun of them for wearing this big old gear that just doesn't make sense for a race. And so most of the comic is just that, and you just see, as they're doing their race, see a little bit of the chemistry of the people around them that are on this island. And a lot of them are from Japan, Korea. It's a very mixed mash of cultures there. And they all came there because of war, just destroying their homelands, and they come to this island, and now they're all islanders, and they're all just there to protect each other. And then the race happens and it ends, and all of a sudden, the shogun of Japan comes with warning, saying that there's some war coming to them, and the shogun wants to protect you guys, but you guys have to give a certain amount of your food to the war regime. And then these monsters come out, and I felt like with this issue, it gave you some character depth, but not enough that I really needed. I don't really know much about these two warriors that are supposed to protect this island. You really don't get to see, other than, what their stereotypes are. You got the rich guy who comes from the lineage of a samurai, and then you got the girl who comes from the poor, who doesn't really care about much. But you don't get to know them personally. And then when the shogun does show up, the guy kind of acts like a big idiot. Doesn't listen to the elders. I can give or take. I don't need to pick up issue number 2, I feel like. But I am going to, just because I felt like there is a story in here that could be told really well. I just don't know if the first issue really landed hard for me. Since I've been picking up a lot more independent books, I have found myself really being picky and choosy about what independent books to keep on going with, because there's just so many out there, so many new stories. And I was just a little bit disappointed with the lack of anything in this book. There was really no substance. There was just the race, the boy putting on these big old armor for this race that doesn't really make sense, the girl trying to sabotage him, and then these monsters come out that are there to attack. So it was just an iffy book. So that was really my night. That was my comic life. If you like what you see here, go hit the subscribe button. Still trying to get over that sickness. And my question to you tonight is, have you had a comic book shop around you close down? And, what was your feelings about it? Were you sad? Were you happy that, it was not ran right? But for me, hearing that Cosmic Comics and Games closing down, it's so great that was so close to me. Like, if I ever had a moment where I'm like, I don't have really any books to read, I'm like, I want to go pick up some books, I can just go right there and pick them up. So let me know down below, what's your comic book shop, and if you've had one closed down by you, what was your story? So my name's David Lee. If you like what you see here, go rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow on My Comic Life.